Okay, so here we go again. I'm gonna stop counting days because tomorrow I have IVIG and I'm gonna totally lose track of what day I'm on. So today I'm going to go over what I would consider some triggers of my SBS, um, which are sometimes humorous to probably others, not always to me. I would say the four most common triggers that I have when it comes to having an episode, if you will, which is almost like having a small panic attack, would be crowds, noise, like a startling noise, for instance, that I'm not expecting, or just somebody honking a horn, or so stress and cold. I'm always freezing cold, always, always, always. Everyone laughs at me because I would wear like 3 layers to work and have a heater on because I was always so cold at work. So if I get too cold in certain situations, sometimes I will start having trouble breathing, and then I have to try to calm myself down or get myself out of that cold situation. Was an episode at one of my daughter's cross-country meets, for example, which I'll probably share later, that involved me getting wet and cold and not thinking ahead and taking medication that I should have taken ahead of time to try to prevent that. So there's things that you learn along the way. Crowds, for instance, I've had to leave malls early before because there's just too many people and I can't handle it. It's like I can feel them all coming in at me, for lack of a better expression, and I can't turn them off, and then I start shaking, and again, everything, it's like having a small panic attack. My body just kind of turns into crazy town. Stress is a huge reason that I ended up backing out of my full-time job, because on top of the cramping and the crazy talking and the breathing and everything else, stress in and of itself would cause me to have almost asthma attacks, and then that feeling like I was having a heart attack. So we just decided that I needed to take myself out of that situation. So again, being able to read your own body and being your own advocate and knowing what's the best way to go about something. Noise, on a couple funny stories about noise. The noise and the blindness should be an interesting combination. I'm sure I'll have lots of funny stories.
You have to stop yelling.
I'm almost done. So
you can't yell.
noise. Okay,
Whoa,
it's
whoa.
fine.
Start that sentence over again.
Noise is an interesting one that should have lots of funny stories coming down the pike, with me not being able to see because even yesterday my in-laws were here, and there was just felt like there was too many people in the room talking all at the same time, and I had to go lay down. I wasn't feeling good anyways, but that's besides the point. But one funny story I will share with you as I was walking around town picking up packages for an auction that we used to hold every year at my job, and somebody honked their horn as I was walking down the sidewalk, and I legitimately jumped probably 2 feet in the air in front of another gentleman, practically stepping on his shoes and tripping him. And I had to turn around and profusely apologize for accidentally almost knocking him down. And he was actually quite charming and said, well, the honk startled me too, so at least it was you jumping into me and not the other way around. So there is something to be said for trying to keep your wits about you and your humor about you when things happen to you that you're not expecting or that you're not ready for. Because he actually made what I was afraid was going to be an awkward situation into a funny situation for me, so that was good. Boy, I said something there before you guys started yelling I was going to go back to. Do you remember, Lil?
She's gone.
So anyways, those are my main 4 triggers, if you will, in terms of having episodes that can look like a panic attack or something along those lines. Another funny story is actually my sister, for her 50th birthday, we went and saw a Pentatonics concert. I refuse to not do things that I know might cause an episode when I want to do them to enjoy them with my family. It was her 50th birthday. It was what she wanted. That's what we did. The first half of the concert actually was fantastic. Pentatonics was amazing. The second half got a little drummy and stroby and became too much. So towards the very end, I just kind of had to sit there and wait for it to be over. And then my sisters helped walk me out. And my sister to this day jokes that she wishes that she had me sometimes, because walking across the aisle, trying to get to the bathroom, she said was like watching the Red Sea part, because everyone just whoosh, moved out of her way, because I must have looked like a dead man walking and needed to throw up, and they just all moved out of my way. So those are my specific SPS triggers. They might be similar for other people. They might be different for everybody. Everybody reacts to them differently. Like I said, noise especially should be an interesting combination coming up here, so we'll have to wait and see. So stay tuned for more. And if I don't come back tomorrow with my IVIG, I'll try to come back the next day. So I've got lots more to share about SPS, about blindness, and just about life in general, and how and how we should try to tackle it and face it and deal with it every day in a strong, beautiful, powerful way. Thanks for listening. You kind of vacuum.